Welcome students. Yesterday we have seen array of object. So first we have seen what is in the object. Also we have seen what is in the array. And also we have seen the three definitions of object, that is variable whose data type is class. So yesterday we have declared that today we are going to see one program, C++ program based on array of objects. So in examination, question will be asked like this: implement a class or write a program in C++ to implement an array of object. So here it is not necessary that what type of class you design, how many data members, function members you take or specify in that class. It is just expected that there must be an array of objects. So first of all, to create the array of object, we must have a class, because we are creating the array of object, and to create the object, first class is necessary to specify. So class. Now say name of the class is C. Opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket, terminated by semicolon, that we know. Now here integer x comma y comma z. This is data. Class is the way to specify data and functions. So data is specified. Now functions are necessary to declare under the section public, and we have to see there are two sections of the class. First, what is the definition of class? Class is a way to bind data and functions. So there are only two things which are specified in a class, that is data and function, not more than this. No third member is there. So data and functions are called as members of the class, and more specially data is called as data member, function is called as function member, because they are enclosed in this opening and closing curly bracket. So data members x, y, z. So there are two types of members: data member, function member. Similarly, there are two sections of the class: private section, public section. What is meant by private and public sections of the class? So member, whether it is data member or function member, the member which are declared under the section private, the members which are declared under the section private cannot be accessed from outside the class. Cannot be accessed from outside the class. Whereas those members which are declared under the section public, they can be accessed from outside the class. Because we know that once a class is specified, we can create the object. And object is a capsule. Object is a binding. But from that binding, from that capsule, some member can be executed from outside. They must be declared under the section public. So there are two sections of the class, private and public. These two sections are terminated by colon, not semicolon, colon. And private and public, these terms are also known as visibility mode, visibility mode, visibility mode. Why it is called as visibility mode? Visibility mode, private, public. These are called as visibility mode. Why visibility mode? As the name indicates, members which are declared under the section public. So any outside function can see, whereas members which are declared under the section private, outside function can't see. It is hidden. So we have declared the data in private, and now function members are to be declared under section public. So question arises, why the data members are declared as private and function members are declared as public? Because we know that function is a small program, and unless until it is called in main, it is not going to execute. And if it is to be called in main, it must be under the section public. First thing. Second thing, private members, generally data members are kept as private, function members are kept as public. If data members are kept as private, they cannot be accessed from outside, they are hidden. Function members are necessary to keep in public section because they are necessary to call in main. Unless until it is called in main, it is not going to execute. That's why they are necessary to be declared under the section public. This is one thing. Second thing, in a class, at least one member should be public. At least. Why? Because if all the members are private, then no one can be accessed from outside. And if no one can access from outside, the object become just the entire object become hidden. None of moves. So now we have function is to be defined. Void, it is called as a return type. Get, it is the name of function. Integer a comma integer b, this is called as formal parameters. Formal. Why these are called as formal parameters? These are called as formal parameters because yet we are not called the function in main. Right now we are defining the function. It is called in main when object will be created. Yeah, right now our class is not finished. Our class specification is not over. Our class specification will be over, then object will be created and then function will be called. But right now we have to decide what the parameters will be passed at the time of function call. Two parameters will be passed. So it may be 2, 3, 8, 100, whatever that we don't know because yet function is not called. But it is guaranteed that two members, two arguments, two parameters we are passing. So let them A and B. So whenever we say that 36% of 58, how much? So we say that is x. So why we have assumed x? Similarly, two values will be passed to the function get. But when get function will be called in main. So when get function will be called in main, two values will be passed. That will be actual. That is actual parameter. But what we are going to do with that actual parameter formally, we should treat as some name a and b. That's why it is called as a formal parameters. So one will be given to x and another will be given to y. Thus x is equal to a, y is equal to b stand for whatever the two values will be there. Right now, let them a and b, they will be given to x. Now one more question. Void sum void. Now what is in the void sum void and what is void get integer? Void is a return. Get function is not returning anything. Rather get function is accepting two values. These two values are given to data members etc. And some function is being z is equal to x plus y. So second function, do not accept any parameter, do not return. Now third function, void put void. This function also do not accept any parameter, do not return. What it is doing? It is cout z. Three data members, three function members. Class is over. We have seen what is in by private, what is in by public. So you can say how x, y, z are public, private. Here public is mentioned, private is not mentioned. By default members are private. Private is not necessary to write. If you do not write, by default it is treated as a private. Now come to the main. Void main. Now simple A. What will happen? Object A will be created, comma B, object B will be created, comma C, object C will be created. All these objects belongs to same class, that is class symbol. And inside the class symbol there are x, y, z. The same copy of x, y, z will be here because all these three objects belongs to same class, that is class symbol. So copy of get will be there, copy of put will be there, copy of sum will be there. Copy of get will be there, copy of put will be there, copy of sum will be there. Copy of get will be there, copy of put will be there, copy of sum will be there. Now suppose I want to call the get function of object A. I will call A dot get, and as we have defined, two parameters will be passed. I can say 2, 2. So this is called as actual parameter. Actual parameter 2 and 2 formally become A and B. They are given to x and y. Thus it will be initialized x and y. But only object A, because get function is called of object A only. But instead of declaring 3 different objects, we have decided to create A of 3. This is the array. So array is the collection of variables of same data type that share common name. All these things. So how to identify this object? In previous there was the name, separate name A. In previous there was a separate name B, separate name C. But here A of 0, A of 1, A of 2. Now we will call by using for loop for I is equal to 0. Here we will say integer I is equal to 0, I is greater or equal to 2, I plus plus. And here I can see A of I. So put the value of I, what is it? A of I. Get. So suppose 2, instead of that we can call it separately also, no problem. Instead of that, because you can call this A of 0 dot get 2, 2. A of 1 dot get 3, 3. So two functions, get functions are called, but one belongs to A of 0, another A. So actual parameter 2 and 2 formally become A and B. These are equal to x and y, that's why x is equal to 2, y is equal to 2. Actual parameter 3 and 3 formally become A and B, then x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2. But the value of z we have to initialize. So we will call this function A of 2 dot sum. Nothing is 2. Now what the sum function is being? Sum function is called, instead of that sum function, suppose you say just print the values. So we need not to define this function. Just put A of get. So sum function will not be there. Sum instead of sum. A of 2 dot get 4, 4. So this will be just 4, 4. Now you can call again A dot 0. This put function will be called. So what the put function is being? See out x and y. So here it is not this, because we have eliminated. So it will display the x and y. A of 1 dot put. It will display the x and y. X and 3 in 3. A of 2 dot put. It will display 4 and 2. And output 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And here file inclusion has included, as we have seen, iostream.h, because we have used the scene and cout statement. So this one is the program array of object. Now see the program carefully. How the class is defined, how the object is, array of object is created, how the functions are called, what is this square bracket, subscript, their numbers, output. So I think you have got. Thank you.